All right, guys, it is election season in Canada. You never know when it's going to come in Canada.
It's WrestleMania in Canada.
That's what it feels like. It's like two icons versus icon facing each other. You know, it's going to be conservatives versus liberals. I know in Canada we have other parties, but I don't think in this election they're going to do anything. It's going to come down, I think, to liberal conservative, and they're showing it as a close race. I have my thoughts and opinions on that, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the video. But you've got Pierre Poilievre on the conservative side and Mark Carney on the liberal side. They're going head to head, so I thought what we could do is we could react to like their campaign videos off their YouTube channels and a little bit of like a segment from their rallies that they, you know, what they say.
Yeah.
And then we can, you know, talk about it after.
All right, let's do it.
Who is Pierre Poilievre? Many know him as the common sense leader the country needs. His school teacher parents know him as the boy they adopted and raised in their modest home in the suburbs of Calgary. His dad knows him as the son he took to early morning hockey games. His neighbors know him as the boy who used to deliver the morning newspaper. His children know him in Francais, Espanol, and English as Papa. And I know him as a guy who loves me for who I am, a Canadian who came to call Canada home, and his wife. So when Pierre says, it doesn't matter who you know or where you're from, but rather who you are and where you're going, these aren't just empty words. He's lived it. Common sense. Let's bring it home.
As for President Trump, my message to him again is knock it off. These tariffs are simply causing chaos in markets. They're dislocating workers on both sides of the border. Stop threatening Canada with tariffs. Stop talking about our sovereignty. Our two countries have been two wonderful friends over centuries. It is better to build on that Canada-U.S. friendship as two separate and sovereign countries. And if the president does hit us with more tariffs, we will retaliate. But more than that, we have to reverse the weakness that the Liberals have caused in our economy. Through hiking taxes on work, investment, home building, and energy, and blocking our resource projects, they have driven $500 billion out of our economy, all while Mark Carney was the economic advisor to Justin Trudeau. After a decade, a lost Liberal decade, of rising costs and crime, a falling economy under America's thumb, the Liberals do not deserve a fourth term. We need a new Conservative government that will put Canada first by axing taxes, approving resource projects, bringing home our jobs, and standing up to President Trump from a position of strength.
All right, there you go. There's Pierre Poilievre's campaign video there on his YouTube channel. One thing I noticed about his YouTube channel is that he has 500,000 subscribers on his channel, and he's been around a little bit longer than Mark Carney, so I'll give Carney some, you know, I'll let him off on this because he only has 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, but he just entered this game, right? You know, it was a very Canadiana, you know, him as the hockey player video, trying to make him look like just like your everyday Joe. You know.
Wait, what are you saying?
What are you trying to say to me?
I was deeply moved by that. There's nothing manipulative about it. And I'll fight someone if they don't agree with me.
Yeah.
Just kidding, everybody. In case that wasn't glaringly obvious.
Yeah, it's interesting to kind of like watch these videos and like what they're trying to present and put out there for the people to kind of like absorb and take in, even down to the Canadian leaves blowing in the wind.
Pierre, studies show that Canadians right now are really into like Canadiana. So let's get some shots of, you played hockey once? Okay, let's get a picture of that. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe he's more Canadian than even that showed. I'm just saying, when you're campaigning, this is politics, isn't it?
This is politics.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. I'm gonna have more to say about it, but I want to get to the Mark Carney one. We'll watch the Mark Carney one, and then we can probably have some insights and some good laughs after watching it.
Mark Carney launches.
Former governor of the Bank of Canada.
Mark Carney is now officially entering the race.
I was born in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories, and raised in Edmonton. Both my parents were teachers. I wanted to be a hockey player. I played goalie for Laurier Heights, went to St. Francis Xavier High School, and won a scholarship to the U.S. But one core principle has guided my life's work ever since. Markets don't have values. People do. So I left finance and joined the public service to help ensure our economy supports the things that Canadians value, like healthcare, security, and a life you can afford. One of my first jobs in the public service was helping a Liberal Prime Minister fix our massive government debt. When the markets crashed in 2008, I worked with a Conservative Prime Minister to protect Canadian homes. I got it done, and Canada recovered faster than any other G7 country. And I got it done again, navigating the British economy through Brexit. I can tell you from experience, this country is not broken, but it does need experienced leadership and a real plan to ensure that all Canadians benefit in an increasingly complex and dangerous world. You can't stand up to Trump when you're working from his playbook. Pierre Poilievre has been a politician his entire life. And in all that time, he hasn't fixed a thing. He just complains, misleads, and blames everything on someone else. I'm not a politician.
What's wrong
But
with
I've
eating an
always
apple?
been a liberal. Because liberals believe that people are free to make their own choices. And your government should protect your right to live the life that you want to live. But we also believe that good governments empower their citizens to build great things. We can build the strongest economy in the G7. We can build bridges between each other. We're a proud nation of builders. And now, it's time to build. Our economy is very strong. Look, this is a serious situation, and it will cause pain to our workers, pain to our companies, pain to our economy for a period of time. My government, if I am Prime Minister, will do everything we can to alleviate that. But we're strong. We are strong. And I would say as well, our economy is stronger than the American economy in the medium term. And we are going to be stronger than the American economy, particularly if the U.S. government continues to pursue these types of policies, because we are looking to expand our trading relationships. We do have opportunities to build this economy. We do have a better balance sheet than the United States. We do have a people who are united and determined to move forward.
Did you notice any similarities between his pitch video and Poilievre's pitch video?
Definitely.
Both trying to show that I'm a family man, that is relatable to you out there. I relate to you because I know where you come from. I've been there. Both worked their way to the top. They both like hockey. That's going to get every Canadian to vote for them because they like hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And then the differences is one's pointing out, the things that he feels are broken about the country, and the other one is, sometimes I feel, depends on who you are, right? Someone's going to feel gaslit by Mark Carney's comments that everything's fine, the economy's thriving, everyone's doing good. Can't you feel how good everything's doing? And then while the other guy's saying, we need to fix these things.
Yes,
Like
yes, because that comes to mind the housing problem, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to deny people that are like, what the hell, man? I'm working my butt off and I got a young family and I can't get a damn house. Seems like back in the day you could. And in fact, I see other people that are, I don't have anything against people with problems, but people getting handouts for stuff. I don't want to dismiss the plight of people.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate how good they have it. And I think people overestimate how bad they have it sometimes. We have the capacity to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I also see a lot of like $40,000 trucks. I'm like, well, wait a sec. If I'm driving around in a clown car but have a house, and you got a $40,000, $60,000 truck but live in a clown house,
Yeah.
Well, wait a sec. And it's like, oh, I should be able to drive around in something that looks like came out of Mad Max and have a big house. And nobody other than anybody that's desperate or needs help shouldn't get it. Like, I don't want to mock, okay? Like, it's my knee-jerk thing. It's just a habit for me to mock things that are different than me. But it is arrogant, and I apologize. So let me bring it back to reality by saying this. Remember when politicians were cool? Remember when they didn't seem so damn neutered? Like as if they're just going to get in there and not be able to do squat because it's not even a real job? Yeah. What is the desperation to get into office? Nothing happens.
That's my beef. That's what I like. It because I feel like I never feel like I ever have anyone to vote for because I never feel like I'm going to see any of the significant change that I'd like to see happen. And it'll be interesting to see how this election goes. It's weird with the polls because up until Mark Carney was chosen, the polls were showing the Conservatives as like crushing the Liberals. And then it was like the second Trudeau sat down and Carney came in, now the Liberals in like a month are now winning apparently. But a lot of people are saying, calling BS. They're saying there's no freaking way. So I kind of like watch out. I go off of my own personal experience. What am I seeing when I talk to people? I actually have run into quite a few people that have shocked me when they've said, I think I'm going to vote Liberal. Like I've been literally shocked because I'm surprised that they said that. But then I've also been surprised at kind of what I've seen. I've been watching the rallies that are going on and I see like lots of people showing up to the Pierre Poilievre rallies. Like the NDP rallies are ghost towns. The Liberal rallies are much smaller. From what I've seen, just from what I've seen. So if you have a different experience, you might be seeing something else. But my prediction is that I think the Conservatives are going to win this next election. I could be wrong, just based upon the sense I get in the air. But I've been wrong before. We'll see.
There's a point that a man, you don't have to. Don't read too much into it.
Yeah.
But there's a point in a man's life where he goes from being an avid sports nut to running into his buddy and literally realizing that he's just regurgitating sports stats at him. Yeah. Did you hear so-and-so was his first base? It was the MVP last year. And then he goes, what the fuck am I doing? Why do I care about these people that have nothing to do with me? And then he evolves out of his belief in sports that it's even real to begin with. Leafs haven't won since what? The damn 60s? Yeah. Like, that's not even possible. You can't convince me squat about the reality of sports. I understand that people, like a hamster in a wheel, run really hard, but nothing gets generated. It's all nonsense and bullshit. And I see politics in a similar fashion. It's not what it appears to be. There might be something to it, but Pierre Poilievre isn't like one guy. He's like 1,000 eyeballs and 1,000 mouths and 1,000 brains and clandestine things you have no idea of. I see it as WrestleMania. And even if it was like, look, here comes Trump coming over the mountain. He's the dictator you were talking about. He's real. I still wouldn't even believe in him. I wouldn't believe it was him. Because there's no way that one dude like that, isn't a team of dudes. It's just, things just aren't like that. And so I don't believe the nature of it. And so I would say, don't participate. Yeah. Don't watch anything. Disconnect. If somebody's just talking about politics, politely walk away.
Well, you notice instantly.
Don't do it.
Right after,
just don't look.
Right after someone wins and the current shifts and a new team takes hold, it instantly turns to like pure criticism about that team. They don't even give them like a chance to do anything. But usually not much changes. Have you ever lived a part of your life? This is a good question for guys. Have you ever lived like a time in your life where like things just dramatically shifted for like the ultimate, like I've never experienced that in my life where things just got better all of a sudden, like really better. Like we made like a giant quantum leap shift into like a utopian better reality. I've never seen it happen.
I can think of something. Remember when the Canadians won at the Olympics?
Yeah.
We went outside and there were people singing "O Canada" on their back porches.
Yeah, but that didn't make my life better.
Well, that
didn't fix the medical system.
Right, but if you went to the doctor and it was great service, like, I went there, I told the doctor, because we have free healthcare in Canada.
We don't have taxpayer-funded healthcare.
Huh? Yeah, it's taxpayer-funded, just like our road work and our volunteer firemen and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, we pay for that. You go there, you're not like, you know what, man? Like, I broke my arm and they put a damn cast on it. Stupid idiots fixing my damn effing arm. Like, I heard, like, I was with some people today. I'm not going to be specific, but they were complaining about AI. And I was like, oh, the hyper-calculating brain that can just conjure answers like a genie to you isn't quick enough or isn't accurate enough. That's not good enough for you. That's why you don't remember awesome things, you know? Like when man walked on the moon, even though it was probably fake, I don't know what is the deal, the Americans like rejoiced. You get the idea that they were like watching TV and like, you know what I mean? When World War II ended, the whole world rejoiced. There's some like extreme huge things, but we're pretty underappreciative about the stuff that's good. Because we're conditioned this way. We watch Armageddon, everything gotta be so dramatic. Everything gotta be like, calm the hell down, you know? What are you, going for the Oscar? Why does it have to be dramatic? Appreciate what's there. And we haven't, you know, you see images from the Great Depression, right? And people are like scooping like the sludge out of the garbage and eating it. There's also people that lived during the Great Depression who were like, I just got out of the city. I stayed away from all the Dust Bowl states, got out of the city and started a life somewhere else. Yeah. Like we made it through. Context depends. And where are you apt to look for the problems? You know, that's why I've said a lot of foolish things today that are probably not true. But I kind of mean this. I kind of mean when this stuff gets too heavy and you start becoming one of those curmudgeons that are just like angry all the time because they're just being fed, you know, evil liberals. Like I see that in comments of stuff every now and then. If it's something like obscure or weird, they'll be like, must be a Democrat. Right. You know what I mean? And again, I'm mockingly, somebody out there's like, hey, I put that. I don't want to judge too hard. I'm just asking, don't believe anything. Don't just willy-nilly trust that it's as it's depicted. There's a team of people making sure you believe stuff around every corner. Yeah. Every billboard you pass, it's like the colors were specifically picked to make you be like, I think I'm going to... Even if your conscious mind doesn't pick it up, your subconscious is like, why do I want a Big Mac all of a sudden? You know what I mean? We're bombarded by people trying to utilize our energy for battery source. Put your money here, invest your time here, think about this, do this. That's what like literally everything in the Kabbalistic world is. Yeah. Other than maybe this? I don't know. We don't ask people for any money. Not yet anyway. I'm sure that day will come one day. But anyway, so that's my thing. If this stuff starts getting heavy, put it down. Some people, they wouldn't even listen to what I'm saying because they love it. They love ball. They love the fight. They want to know who's going to win and who's going to lose. And I just don't think it's as much of that as they think it is. You know, like you ever heard like lawyers, sometimes they like share information? You ever heard of that? Like, yeah. I'm like, what the sharing damn information? It's like, you don't understand. Yes, I know I don't understand, but if you found out that Pierre Poilievre was like at a party with Mark Carney, you know what I mean? You'd be like, "What the? What's going on?"
I say that all the time.
Am I a sheep?
They eat at the same table. They eat the same steaks. I'm sure after the election they're like, "Good one, man."
But that's how WrestleMania worked.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you," and then they were like party together or whatever. I'm sure there was, because they worked with each other, there were feuds, but some of it is a show. At least that's what I think.
Anyway, we'll leave it here. Hopefully, guys, you liked our reaction on this one. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone till next time, stay spiritual.